I think Monogarm might be the only band I know where their logo incorporates a whole fucking animal into the lettering. I can't even be mad because it looks cool as fuck. Wolves are obviously the most metal of animals. Welcome to Daily Metal, where every day a different metal album gets dissected for your sadistic listening pleasure. I'm the heavy metal lawyer, Emma, and in this show I'll talk about why the music in these albums is so good and where they fall in the history of music's most wretched genre. On July 8, 2003, Monogarm left this world and journeyed to the land of the dead aboard a longboat in flames with their album Dödsfärd. Dödsfärd roughly translates from Swedish to Journey of Death, and the band's name, Monogarm, is derived from the prose Edda's description of a wolf that will fill himself with all who die and will swallow the heavenly bodies. Pretty freaking metal. And if you have somehow missed it, Monogarm marks this channel's first foray into Viking metal, a highly controversial subgenre of metal focused on Norse mythology and history, more so the former rather than the latter. As has become somewhat commonplace knowledge at this point, a lot of the pop culture depictions of Vikings are incredibly inaccurate. While I love this album cover, ship burials were very rare, and the ship would not have had been built to sail like the one on the album cover. That's just an example. Don't worry, I'm not going to nag Monogarm for each and every historical inaccuracy because they're a metal band, not historical reenactors. And the mythical idea of the Vikings is a lot of fun. And Monogarm epitomized Viking metal, possibly even more than their more well-known colleagues Amon Amarth and Bathory. The first song on this album is the infectious as fuck Evigtid, or Forever in English, a black metal sea shanty that employs heavy raging guitars, marching strings and drums, and black metal growls backed up with solemn group chanting. You do feel transported to, if not the world of the historic Vikings, at the very least the world of Norse mythology, aboard a longboat with gods and great warriors, on your way to battle bloody against giants and trolls in unknown lands. The title track, Dödsfärd, is the album's biggest embrace of straightforward black metal, opening with blast beats and tremolo guitar, and the entry of strings seeming to make everything even more chaotic and wretched. Fimbultrollet, the Fimble Troll, is the opposite, the song most embracing the Viking metal sound, with the cymbals brilliantly used to sound like waves crashing against a ship, and another sea shanty melody carrying the track even as it modulates and grave chanting emerges in the middle of the track. The track Pagan War calls for, well, a pagan war, with some eyebrow-raising references to pagan blood that almost kept me from covering this one, though as far as I can tell from my research, it's just part of the shtick and not on the more fascistic side of the genre, because unfortunately, like black metal and Viking culture and mythology generally, Viking metal can be used as white supremacist code and celebration. When I volunteered sending books to people in prison, we always knew when we got requests for books about Norse mythology, Scandinavian runes, and the like, which was often, we got a lot of those requests. There was unfortunately a chance that some of them would be used in white supremacist gangs for entertainment, tattoos, and indoctrination. Celebration of the mythologized Vikings also ascribed to a lot of patriarchal stereotypes about masculine men drinking, fighting, raping, and pillaging. It certainly isn't alone. Almost all nostalgic views of a culture's past tend to uphold some kind of patriarchal ideal, but this is a show about metal, not about feminism, So I'll cut that topic short for today. Might come back to it in some later videos. It is important to note that many Viking metal bands have expressly disavowed any kind of fascistic or racist, or in some cases even right-wing at all, politics. There is good reason to think for the majority of musicians and fans of Viking metal, it is just fun entertainment and only as implicitly patriarchal as things like action movies and wrestling and football and so on and so forth. And for me at least, as long as the bands don't veer into nationalism or the like, Viking metal can be a great listen, so pop on Dödsfärd for your next journey, even if it is just to the grocery store rather than the halls of Valhalla. So, are you ready to chug some mead with the boys in Mundgarm? Or is it too silly for you? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like this video, please subscribe so you can find out what the metal album of the day is, why it is so brutal, and where it fits in the history of the genre.